Sheryl Swoopes believes the Fever didn't do a very good job recognizing Kelsey Mitchell.
It's kind of crazy how Sheryl Swoopes can't stop bringing up the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark. It's almost like she's obsessed with them. Remember how she dismissed Clark's achievements even after Clark broke all those records?
I'm not joking. I'm pretty sure Sheryl Swoopes has said enough dumb things over the last 6 months.
Swoopes once argued that Clark wasn't really dominant, even after Clark broke almost every WNBA record. So now, the big question is, what did Swoopes say this time?
If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player set it.
Okay.
So if Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. So is it truly a broken record? Yeah, that'll go in the record books as Caitlin Clark is the all-time, whatever it is. I don't even know what the number is, but that's the way it'll be. And I don't think it should be.
Let's break down what Swoopes said about Mitchell. She's out here claiming the Indiana Fever didn't give Mitchell enough recognition. It's almost like she's living in a different reality where Mitchell didn't just have the best season of her career. I mean, think about it. Mitchell was on fire this year. She hit career highs in almost every category. Her shooting percentage was through the roof, and there was even a 10-game stretch where she was unstoppable, playing like one of the best shooting guards in the whole WNBA. So yeah, Mitchell definitely earned that recognition.
She wants to do whatever the hell she can to try to be little Caitlin Clark.
But Swoopes is acting like none of that even happened, almost like she's trying to stir up drama where there isn't any. Have you seen how Fever fans react when Mitchell's on the court? They go wild, shouting her praises from the rooftops. And it gets even more interesting. Mitchell's social media following has absolutely exploded this year. We're not talking a small increase. Her followers have quadrupled. 4 times as many people are following her now compared to the start of the season. If that's not recognition, what is? Even her teammates, including Caitlin Clark, admire her. So what's Swoopes' real agenda here? It honestly looks like she's trying to cause some tension with the Fever. Fans are definitely having none of it though. They've been defending Mitchell all season, saying she's gotten plenty of credit, especially alongside Clark. Together, they've been nothing short of magic.
Then, personally, here's where I think they didn't do a very good job, and that was with Kelsey Mitchell, who's an unrestricted free agent, because Kelsey Mitchell had a hell of a season this season, and I don't think she got the credit that she deserved.
You've got to wonder what Swoopes is thinking. Is she stuck in the past, looking at the game through an old-school lens? Because it feels like she's missing what makes Mitchell's game so special. Mitchell isn't just about one-on-one plays. She brings so much more to the table.
Kelsey Mitchell had the most recognition she has ever had. Like, Kelsey Mitchell has been a bucket since Ohio State. Kelsey Mitchell is a household name, probably earned 3 times as much in China as she would have otherwise.
So what's really going on here? Is Swoopes just trying to grab attention, or is there something more behind her comments? Let's dig a little deeper and take a look at Mitchell's real impact on the Fever. Swoopes says the Fever disrespected Mitchell, but what if I told you that Mitchell's role on the team is about more than just scoring points? She's been a game changer in ways you wouldn't believe. Mitchell has been quietly shifting the entire flow of the Fever's offense. Now, you might be asking, did the Fever really disrespect Kelsey Mitchell? Let's take a closer look at the facts. First off, Mitchell was absolutely on fire this season. She was lighting up the scoreboard night after night. But here's the twist. It's not just about the points. Mitchell's game has evolved in ways that might surprise you. Check this out. Mitchell's off-ball movement became a hidden weapon for the Fever, and opposing teams just couldn't figure it out. When she didn't have the ball, Mitchell was constantly on the move, running circles around defenders. She'd cut to the basket, find open spots, and relocate with perfect timing. It was like she was playing 4D chess, while everyone else was stuck playing checkers.
Williams bricks it. Clark another rebound. Tosses ahead. Wheeler extra feed. Oh, that was pretty. Plus the foul.
And get this, when Mitchell wasn't scoring, she was still making a huge impact. Her court vision took a big leap this season. She started setting up her teammates, passing to players like Caitlin Clark, and Aaliyah Boston when she wasn't open herself. Mitchell wasn't just hunting for her own shot anymore. She was creating chances for everyone on the floor.
This is the problem with the old WNBA media. Is they think that the Fever not giving the ball to Kelsey Mitchell and letting her take 17 dribbles and shoot a sidestep along two is, them belittling Kelsey Mitchell.
You'd think Swoopes would recognize that, right? Apparently not. But here's the thing. The numbers don't lie. When Mitchell played off the ball, her shooting percentages soared. She became one of the most efficient guards in the league during those stretches. That's not disrespect. That's just smart basketball.
Kelsey Mitchell is a better flat-out scorer than both of them. And that is where the team really needs to work to their strengths. That's where Kelsey Mitchell can work to her strength.
But wait, there's more. The Fever didn't just recognize Mitchell's talent. They actually built their entire offense around her strengths. They saw how good she was at moving without the ball and thought, asterisk, let's make this our secret weapon, asterisk. And it worked. Mitchell's instincts and movement became key parts of the Fever's game plan.
She deserves. No, she was the second best player this season for the Indiana Fever. She's going to get a max contract, cord max contract.
So did the Fever disrespect Kelsey Mitchell? Absolutely not. They built a role around her that played to her strengths and made the whole team better. That's not disrespect. That's a whole new level of respect. Swoopes might still be stuck in the old school mindset where it's all about ISO ball, but Mitchell and the Fever are playing a completely different game. But here's where it gets even more interesting. We've talked about her scoring and Clark's amazing passes, but there's something even more impressive about Mitchell's game. It might not show up in highlight reels, but her off-ball movement is truly next level. It's like she has an instinctive feel for the game, always knowing where to be and when to make the right move.
And nobody's arguing that Kelsey Mitchell wasn't brilliant. There was a 10-game stretch where she was a off-the-ball phenom. Where she was an off-the-ball phenom and the best shooting guard in the WNBA. Maybe more than 10 stretch.
You know how some players always seem to be in the right place at the right time? That's Kelsey Mitchell. Her ability to create space and get open has been a game changer for her teammates. It's not just about running around for no reason. Mitchell has this incredible knack for finding the holes in the defense. She's always a step ahead, and it's driving defenders crazy.
I want you guys to watch the first 6, when they went on that 10-2 run, what Kelsey Mitchell did. If Kelsey Mitchell was not open, she literally would dribble the ball out and give it back to Caitlin. She would give it back to Caitlin or give it to Aaliyah. And that is why she was so successful.
You'd think someone like Sheryl Swoopes, a basketball legend, would appreciate this part of Mitchell's game, right? But here's the thing. Swoopes seems stuck in the past, still focused on old-school ISO ball, and that's not where Mitchell truly shines. When Mitchell holds the ball for too long, her decision-making can slip. It's like trying to force a square peg into a round hole. It just doesn't work as well.
When she's shooting off the spot-ups, when she's shooting off cuts, and when she's running the floor, she is the most efficient guard in the W. The problem is that the box score doesn't show that. The box score doesn't show how she's getting her points and where she's missing.
So, what does this mean for Mitchell and the Fever? Well, Mitchell's off-ball game is the secret weapon everyone's been overlooking. When the Fever taps into her strengths, her cutting, her ability to spot up, and her relocation, it takes their offense to another level. She outperforms many of the top guards in the league. It's not just about the points she puts up, it's about how she creates opportunities and opens things up for her teammates.
Kelsey Mitchell plays off instinct. She runs really well, she cuts really well, she spots up and relocates super well.
But here's the million-dollar question. Is the rest of the league ready for what's coming? If the Fever keep building their offense around Mitchell's off-ball brilliance, they could be onto something huge. We're talking about a player who can change the entire dynamic of a game without even touching the ball. That's the kind of impact that doesn't always show up in the box score, but it's the kind that wins championships. So what do you think? Is Kelsey Mitchell's off-ball game the key to unlocking the Fever's full potential? Or is there something we're all missing? Let's wrap this up and take a look at what it all means for Mitchell's future, the Fever. Alright, here's the deal with Kelsey Mitchell's game. You might think it's all about her scoring, but there's something even more impressive going on. Mitchell's off-ball movement is absolutely next level. It's like she has a map of the court in her head. And for the Fever, it's clear. Her off-ball game is the key to their success. When they lean into her strengths, her cutting, spotting up, and relocating, she outperforms many of the top guards in the league. It's not just about the points she scores, it's about how she makes the whole offense run smoother and better.
Feed off the energy, not just from the crowd, but knowing that people are coming in ready to go.
Mitchell shot out of a cannon and through traffic.
Do you think Kelsey Mitchell's off-ball game is the key to unlocking the Fever's full potential? Or is there something we're all overlooking? Let's take a closer look at what it all means for Mitchell's future with the Fever. Wow, can you believe everything we've uncovered about Kelsey Mitchell? Her impact on the Fever is truly mind-blowing. She's not just putting up points. She's transforming the game with her off-ball skills. It's like watching a master strategist at work. Mitchell's growth into a complete player is changing the entire style of play for the Fever. Her ability to influence the game without even touching the ball is something special. It's clear she's operating on a whole different level compared to her peers. In the end, it's pretty clear. Swoopes was wrong all along.
I want you guys to look at the shots that she makes. I want you guys to look at the decisions she makes. That when she doesn't have an open opportunity, she gives it to AB or she gives it to Caitlin Clark.
Let's break down what Swoopes said about Mitchell. She's out here claiming the Indiana Fever didn't give Mitchell enough recognition. It's almost like she's living in a different reality where Mitchell didn't just have the best season of her career. I mean, think about it. Mitchell was on fire this year. She hit career highs in almost every category. Her shooting percentage was through the roof, and there was even a 10-game stretch where she was unstoppable, playing like one of the best shooting guards in the whole WNBA. So yeah, Mitchell definitely earned that recognition.
Kelsey Mitchell plays off instinct. She runs really well, she cuts really well, she spots up and relocates super well.
But Swoopes is acting like none of that even happened, almost like she's trying to stir up drama where there isn't any. Have you seen how Fever fans react when Mitchell's on the court? They go wild, shouting her praises from the rooftops, and it gets even more interesting. Mitchell's social media following has absolutely exploded this year. We're not talking a small increase. Her followers have quadrupled. 4 times as many people are following her now compared to the start of the season. If that's not recognition, what is? Even her teammates, including Caitlin Clark, admire her. So what's Swoopes' real agenda here?